Right then. So what I've got now is I've got to stop cant on the rifle. I have got this, which is rather smart, and it's an Ulfhednar. I think that's how you pronounce it anyway. Bubble level, and it folds in out the way, and it's got these D.O.P.E cards that come with it, and these are just little plastic cards basically. So what you do is you set your rifle at your normal 0. These are mainly these are obviously for target shooting, not so much for hunting really. I suppose you could use them for hunting, but because they're big and white, Ulfhednar, I think that's how you pronounce them anyway. Obviously, if they're white, they stick out the side when it's on the rifle. They're going to show a bit to whatever you're stalking, so it's not ideal. But for target shooting, the idea is you zero your rifle in at 30 yards. So then you write all your different ranges down, how many mil holdover it is, or how many clicks you need to adjust it to compensate. They're made out like a plastic, like a whiteboard. So you get a whiteboard pen and just write the details down, or an indelible pen that's not going to rub off if you know, because you get 2 and you can use both sides. I've put that sticker on there because I think it looks rather smart. But the cards as they come, you can use both sides of them, so you can set them up for different rifles. Just put the title of whichever gun and whatever calibre it is you're using on the top. So you zero it in at 30 yards or 40 yards, whatever your preferred range is, and then you write how many holdovers or how many clicks it is at 20 yards, 25 yards, 30 yards, and then you've got your 40 yards, 45 yards, 50 yards. And then that sits on the front of your gun, like so. I'm not going to screw it on because I'm actually waiting for a rail to come. But I'll just slot it in for now. So it sits on the rifle like that. So when you're looking down the rifle, if you like, you've got it on target. You've got your spirit level here that you can see. And then you've got all the details of your aiming points here. So once you know your range, just check your range. Either use a rangefinder or use the parallax on your scope, or just estimate if you're good at estimating. I must admit I normally use a rangefinder, but there you go. And then you can read the relevant information off the card. And then in between shots, if you want it out the way, it just folds in flat on the rifle, so it's out the way. When you want to put it in the bag, it folds in either direction. It's up to you how you fold it. Just like that, just folds out the way. So you'll have all your targeting information written down. I think that's rather neat. The problem I had, as you see, I've got a spirit level already on the rifle here, but because of my eyesight, I actually struggle when I've got my right eye looking through the telescopic sight. I struggle to get a decent view of the spirit level on this. A, because it's a bit near, and B, because it's almost in line with the scope, it's quite hard to see. But what I found with this is, because it sticks out the side of the rifle quite far down the scope rail, A, it's better in focus for me, and B, also if I use my right eye to sight through the scope and then just open my left eye, I can actually see that with my left eye whilst using my scope and my right eye, so I can make sure that all the cant is taken out of the rifle. So these come off, so you don't have to have these on. So if you want to use this for hunting, you can take the plastic cards off. They're just held on with 2 tiny little grub screws. So you can undo the plastic cards and take them off, and just use the bubble level, the spirit level. It's really handy because it folds out the way, pops out. It's really well made as well. It's dead, so I haven't screwed it onto the rifle. That's why it's wobbling about, obviously. I'm waiting to get my Picatinny razor rail to fit on it before I screw it on and fix it in its appropriate place. So yeah, so you can just take, if you don't want that on, you can take it off, just undo them 2 grub screws and that comes off. And if you're using it for hunting, you can just use it like that, just to get rid of the cant. And I find it's, like I say, because it sticks out quite a long way, and because it's further down the rifle, I find it much easier to see. So also it's not obscured by anything. So I can use my right eye to sight in on the scope, and then just by opening my left eye I can just check whether my cant's in or out. Perfect. Really nice little bit of kit. It's really well made as well. Feels pretty solid. Sort of spring on a sort of spring loaded holder type thing. Yeah, really nice. And the other thing that I got as well from Ratworks is, as you may have noticed when I first got this rifle, because it's based on a 10-meter indoor target rifle, there's actually a hole inside of the action here where you can see the bolt assembly and things sliding back and all the rest of it. It's open to the air and greased up, which doesn't make much difference if you're shooting inside. But if you're using this rifle for hunting, then it does leave it a little bit prone for stuff to fall inside of it, or moisture to get in there, or grit or dirt. And the Ratworks make this rather nice little carbon fibre plate that goes over the hole in the mechanism and just masks it out. And it actually, it's that carbon fibre finish matches the carbon fibre finish that's on the shroud assembly as well. So it just makes the action a lot safer. So you've not got weather, rain's not going to get in there, dust isn't going to get in there, or bits of dirt off the ground if you're shooting off a bipod or whatever. So it just makes the action that bit more durable. So between those two things, I'm quite happy with those. I quite like them. That's going to be especially useful for target shooting. I mean, I don't do proper target shooting. I just mess about and do a bit of tinkering, a bit of plinking on a quiet day if it's weather's nice. It's great fun, but one of those is dead handy because now I can write down all my different settings for all my different ranges, and I don't, because I've got a few rifles that I shoot quite a lot, sometimes forget which one's what, and it just gets difficult sometimes to remember which trajectory pattern, which ballistics suit which rifle. If you've got them all written down, dead easy. It's right there in front. And you see a lot of people at field target shoots and things like that, they write them on the inside of the dust caps of their scopes, or some people actually have a bit of paper that's sort of stuck onto the stocks. Slightly more untidy, slightly more, I don't know, not as organised, but this is a brilliant idea. Dead simple. Little whiteboards as well, so you can keep using them over and over. You get two. Like I say, they are actually clear on both sides, so potentially you could write the ballistic data down for 4 different rifles. And as long as you label what they are, it's a simple matter of swapping the little unit, the little bubble, spirit level, over from one rifle to another, and then putting in the relevant card, and away you go. So everything you need for all your different rifles is there. Especially useful if you're shooting a 2.2 or a 2.5. It's got quite a curvy trajectory. And then obviously, it's sometimes you forget, or it's difficult to remember. You switch back to a 1.77 like I do. I mean, frequently, sometimes I can be out in the morning with the 1.77 and then be out in the evening with the 0.25. And the difference in trajectories is between 1.77 and 2.5, obviously, is quite astonishing. So yeah, really, really useful little thing. Dead impressed with that, and it's really well made as well. Don't ignore that looseness because I've not screwed it on. I've not tightened it up because I don't want to. But yeah, really, really handy. What I've had to do at the minute, because this rifle's got 11mm dovetails and I haven't got my riser rail, which is a 11mm dovetail to Picatinny adapter, I've put one of these little slip-in adapters in it. It doesn't actually come with those, it comes with just a Picatinny fixing. You see, that's a nicely made bit of kit. Yeah, quite impressed with that. That'll come in really handy. And it's also a stimulus, because sometimes, I don't know, maybe it's me getting lazy or older, I sometimes can't be bothered doing it properly. You know, you do it roughly. But I can't bother, you know, I sometimes forget to do it properly like I should do. But if you've got something like that that's written on a piece of card, you can put down every rifle you've got on the top, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to use a side for each rifle. And it'll make me go out and spend some time doing it and getting it right. Yeah, great idea, really good. And obviously, perhaps not the best thing in the world for hunting, because you are going to have that bit of white. I mean, you could always put some camo tape on the other side of it if you wanted to mask it off from whatever you're aiming at. But yeah, really, really good idea. Something quick, instantly there, instant readout. So you know what you're doing. You don't have to get anything out of your pocket or try and remember what you're at. It's there, written down right in front of you. Dead simple, really good. And the fact that it folds flat, put it in your bag, it's not going to get in the way. When you're carrying it, it's not going to get in the way. Yeah, I like that. Dead handy. And I like the little carbon fibre thing as well from the Ratworks. That's made that rifle a lot more durable, I think, because I was a bit worried about having that open part of the action. And obviously it's been a concern for various Anschutz owners, because they've gone to the trouble of actually making a cover for it. So there you go, 2 new things for the Anschutz. I can't wait for my riser rail to come and I can get that fitted on it and get out there and give it all a really good go. In fact, I think for the time being, I might this weekend, if the riser rail doesn't come on Saturday morning, I might actually fit that onto my Matador and go out and do a D.O.P.E card for that. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.